Pulse of St. Louis.
Welcome to the Pulse of St. Louis. I'm Jasmine Huda. It was a case that gripped the St. Louis region. Colin Brown, the 16-year-old CBC student athlete who was shot and killed last month on his way home from a hockey game. When charges were filed, we heard from key leaders, including the head of the FBI St. Louis office.
I am a mother, so I deeply sympathize with the tragic loss or the imagination of the tragic loss of a child. And at one point, I was a teammate, so I can understand what his teammates may be going through.
Ashley Johnson is the special agent in charge for the FBI St. Louis field office. This is one of many cases her office has taken on as she wraps up her first few months in this new role in St. Louis. Special Agent in Charge, Ashley Johnson, joining us here in studio. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, you just completed 100 days in this post in St. Louis. How has it been? How would you describe your first 100 days in St. Louis?
I would think my first 100 days, I've been in the Bureau for 17 years, or a little over 17 years, but this is, of course, a different position, a new position, being the head of the office of the Special Agent in Charge. So I've used this opportunity to really understand the dynamics and the culture of St. Louis, our partnerships. Really wanted to hear from the community, so I've met with various community groups, various community leaders, as well as our law enforcement partners, for them to kind of give me an outline of what they see. You know, when the FBI partners with them, what they're seeing is their priorities as well, to make sure that I'm then able to focus and bring those priorities back to our office to make sure we're working in unison.
I was just talking about the case involving the CBC student Colin Brown. His father driving him back home from a hockey game. I mean, the details, they just break your heart. They were on I-55, struck and killed by a stray bullet. We know the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department was the lead agency, but your office has a violent crime task force, and that was critical in this investigation. Can you talk about this? Because you're working with other agencies and cooperation is key there.
Definitely. In any of these types of cases, violent crime cases, national security cases, they're always stronger when we have the relationship and the partnerships we have with local law enforcement, state, as well as federal. In this case, DEA and ATF are also instrumental. Our violent crime task force, that's not just unique to St. Louis. Most offices or field offices around the United States have some form of a violent crime task force, and we leverage those resources because we want to make sure we're looking at any type of crime comprehensively, right? Our goal is to always prevent the next crime, so that's why we have dedicated resources, because God forbid, we never want another Colin Brown, right? We never want that type of situation. So working with our partners, exchanging intel, sharing investigative resources, tactical resources, that only strengthens not only the FBI's ability to combat crime, but also our local and state partners as well.
It was interesting to hear that press conference because you spoke about it not just from a law enforcement perspective, but also as a mother and as someone who played team sports. And that's usually not a side we get to see of our certainly the special agent in charge. What was this case like for you? How did it affect you?
I think about my daughter was a gymnast, and so driving her to and from practice was just like an everyday occurrence. She had practices literally every day, Monday through Saturday. So I thought about what that must have felt like. You know, just a routine day. You're driving home, something you've probably done week after week after week. Pick your kid up from whatever practice, and now you're going home and whatever that routine is. So I just really empathized and could put myself in the place of that family. So I wanted them to understand that not only from a law enforcement perspective did I feel that this was one of the most important cases that the FBI could attach to, but just as a citizen, as a fellow community person, I wanted them to know that the community felt what they were feeling and definitely understood.
And as you meet with law enforcement groups, you're also meeting with community groups.
Yes.
How has that been, and what types of groups have you been meeting?
I've met with, we have a hate crimes group made up of different citizens or groups from around St. Louis area, whether it be our Jewish community, our LGBTQ community, our Hispanic community, have all gotten together just to talk about issues they're seeing within their communities and they're concerned about, right? As I stated, one of the most important things to me is to understand what the community is feeling and what they expect from law enforcement. Because at the end of the day, our responsibility is to serve the public. I've also met with a lot of our church leaders, NAACP, and certainly our law enforcement community groups as well, just like I said, to get an understanding and appreciation for what St. Louis needs and what I can bring to that as leading the FBI here.
What are you hearing from them?
I'm hearing violent crime is certainly a concern of a lot of individuals that I have spoken with. Hate crimes has been a concern of a lot of groups as well, being targeted for whether it be their race, their gender, their sexual orientation has been a concern as well, and just the everyday national security crimes, cyber scams, financial crimes. It's kind of a gamut of a lot of different things, but I would say here one of the biggest concerns that I've heard from the community are hate crimes and violent crime.
I think your perspective in law enforcement, you also have a social work background. You are also the first female special agent in charge of the FBI field office. What has that meant for you on a personal and professional level?
I think on a personal level, I always tell this story. I got introduced to the FBI by the first female FBI special agent in Mobile. I was actually applying for a victim specialist, which is similar to a social worker, right, that the FBI hires. So it was an FBI position, but so I was there filling out the application, and the special agent in charge, she said, well, why don't you consider special agent? Right? And so it was the first time I was kind of introduced to the law enforcement side of how I could apply those social work skills. So it means a lot to be able to kind of think back on how I got to the FBI. It was through the first female special agent, and now I'm sitting in this seat. It means a lot. Right? When I first got the position, I didn't realize at the time that I would be the first female special agent here in St. Louis, and I visited here in August, right before I reported for the assignment, and they were having Family Day. So the field office has Family Day where you can bring your kids and so forth, and a lot of the employees were introducing me to their kids. She's the first female. So I kind of saw through them the importance that they recognized and the appreciation. So it really made me kind of step back, like this is something monumental for people to be able to see, young kids to be able to see a female in this position, a female FBI agent, period, let alone a female special agent in charge.
There's a lot of gravity.
There's a lot of
gravity. Do you feel
gravity.
pressure, or do you feel more just like, wow?
I think a little bit of both sometimes, right? Because you want to, I'm someone who believes that we're a representation, right? So when little kids, whether it be little kids or other agents or people who are other women who may want to join the rank of FBI special agent, I want to make sure that I'm adequately representing them, representing the position, and really showing the diversity of the FBI and why that's important.
There are some big changes coming to the FBI. We know at the end of January, Christopher Wray will be stepping down as the director. How does that affect your office?
My office will continue to do the work that we've always done. Across the board, I see the men and women come to the FBI each and every day. We will continue to follow the law. We will execute the law as it is written for us to do. Our mission is to protect the American people and uphold the Constitution, and that's what we will focus on.
Next 100 days for Special Agent in Charge Ashley Johnson, what's that going to look like?
I think I want to take all of the information, as I said, the communities that I've met with, understanding their concerns and applying that to how we prioritize threats, how we prioritize our engagement, how I communicate back on a national level of what we're seeing here in St. Louis and how it may play into a more national picture. So really taking what I've learned these first 100 days and really applying it, executing what I've learned.
All right, Special Agent in Charge for the St. Louis FBI Field Office, Ashley Johnson, thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Straight ahead on the Pulse of St. Louis, we know the holidays can be a time to connect with loved ones, but those family gatherings and extra spending can be a source of stress.